Welcome back, 7th grade team. This is Mrs. Allen. I am the math coach at Bouchon Middle School, and it is my pleasure to partner with you on our final day of our 2-week probability series journey as we wrap up SOL Objective 7.8. Our weekly learning target is to investigate and describe the difference between two types of probability: theoretical probability and experimental probability. Please make sure you have your supplies for today's lesson: your notebook, your pencil, your calculator, and an I can attitude. Our independent practice from yesterday is a great way to bring closure to our 2-week lesson period on probability. Question number 1 asked us to really do some investigations as far as theoretical and experimental probability was concerned, and to do some comparisons, because we really had to write out some probabilities to understand exactly what numbers we were comparing. Once we finished looking at Jenny's experiment and identifying the theoretical and experimental probabilities of flipping a head and a tail, we discovered that we have two answers to this problem. The first is that the theoretical probability of flipping tails is larger than the experimental probability of flipping tails, and we have 1/2 is larger than 2/5. And the second is that the theoretical probability of flipping heads and tails is the same. 1/2 is equivalent to 1/2. Both of those outcomes are equally likely. For number 2, we have Craig with a 6-sided number cube where he's performed an experiment. But if you notice, the question is asking us which numbers have a larger theoretical probability than the experimental probability. So we have to do some calculations of the experimental probability and then compare it to the theoretical probability. Once we've done so, we've discovered, based on our probabilities, that rolling a 1, a 4, and a 6 both have experimental probabilities that are smaller than the theoretical probability. In number 3, we have 3 Scrabble tiles, and we're selecting a random tile and placing it back 30 times. We have 3 questions. First is the theoretical probability of selecting a tile with an A, which is 1/6. Second, the experimental probability of selecting a tile with an A. The experimental probability shows that an A is selected 3 times out of our total number of trials, which is 30, which would be 1/10. And then last but not least, comparing and contrasting the theoretical and experimental probabilities after a tile is randomly selected at 1,000 times. And again, as we've learned this week, that's called what? You've got it, the law of large numbers. You can pause the video and go ahead and look a little closer at the answers to the answer keys and make any necessary adjustments. Today, we will continue comparing the theoretical probability and experimental probability of the same event and review some of the items that we've been going over the past 2 weeks. We have a quizzes assignment again this week that will allow you to practice the key concepts learned over the past 2 weeks. The link to the activity is on this page, and it can also be found on your learning plan for week 8, day number 5. This quizzes is included as part of your independent work time, and once you complete it, we want you to strengthen your math skills by completing 2 Dreambox lessons as well. So let's take a look at where we are, where we have been, and where we are going. So we partnered over the past few weeks to learn about how we can use probability to help us make real-world decisions. Now, next week, I am excited to share with you that you will partner with Ms. Bradford again for your RPS at-home lessons. She is going to work with you on how to make sense of the graphs you see in everyday life and how to make your own histograms to represent data that you collect. Before we go, I want to recommend some movies that math teachers love because you can see the application of mathematics in the movie. This is a perfect time for you to enjoy these movies while you are staying close to home. One of these movies in particular has to do with probability that we have been working on for the past 2 weeks. Moneyball is a movie that demonstrates the real-world application of probability. A baseball team manager explores using a computer-generated analysis to build his team. The movie stars Brad Pitt, and it is adapted from the book by Michael Lewis. The book is titled Moneyball, The Art of Winning an Unfair Game, and it was published in 2004 for those of you who prefer to curl up with a good book and read. The movie is available on Amazon Prime, YouTube, and Hulu. And next we have Queen of Cutway, which invites us to watch the possibilities of mathematics as a young girl learns to become a master chess player. It stars Lupita Nyong'o, who we have seen in many movies such as The Black Panther. The movie is available as a book that was released in 2012 entitled The Queen of Cutway, a story of life, chess, and one extraordinary girl's dream of becoming a grandmaster. Available on YouTube, Amazon Prime, and Disney. The Martian is a movie that stars Matt Damon, where he has to use math and mathematical reasoning in an effort to survive his journey into space that took an unexpected turn. There is a book titled The Martian by Andrew Ware, released in 2011. This movie is available on YouTube, Amazon Prime, and Hulu. I included the book titles for those of you who enjoy curling up with a good book and reading. You could also compare and contrast the book with the movie. That would be fun. If I had more time with you, I would pop my popcorn and play the movies right here so that we could watch them together. But I don't. Yet I want you to remember that you use math to make decisions all the time. And we, your teachers, are excited to help you see this math and to help you get even better and more comfortable with it. And here it is. I've made yet another avatar, and I'm hoping that you will go ahead and log on and share your avatar with me and the other students who are partnering with us as we learned our 7th grade probability. Again, this is Mrs. Allen, and it has truly been a pleasure working with you. Be safe, know that you are loved, and remember, make today so awesome that yesterday gets jealous. Enjoy the rest of your RPS at home school year. Bye-bye.